All right, let's jump right in. We all live by the clock, right? But what if I told you there's another kind of time, a psychological time that's secretly running and maybe even ruining our lives? Today, we're going to dig into a pretty radical idea that our constant focus on the past and future isn't just a simple habit, it's something way more dangerous.
Yeah, you heard that right. A serious and dangerous mental illness. That's a direct quote from the source material we're looking at. It's an incredibly strong statement, and honestly, it's supposed to be. It's designed to make us slam on the brakes and question something we do every single day. So, what on earth could this possibly mean?
So let's unpack this. How can something that feels so normal, like remembering yesterday or planning for tomorrow, be called an illness? Well, the key is really getting what psychological time actually is and what it isn't.
Okay, so let's be super clear. We are not talking about clock time. You know, the practical time we use to set alarms and schedule meetings. That's useful. No, we're talking about a state of mind where we are almost constantly living in our heads, compulsively replaying the past or endlessly planning for a future that hasn't happened. It's like this mental noise that completely drowns out the only thing that's actually real, this very moment, right here, right now. And here's the thing, this isn't just a personal quirk. This internal state gets projected outward onto society on a massive scale. It shows up as these grand ideologies, political, religious, you name it, that all promise some kind of utopia or salvation is coming, if we just follow their plan. And this is where things get really, really dangerous.
This all builds into something called the heaven and hell paradox. And it's a chilling example of how a beautiful idea about the future can create an absolute nightmare in the present.
Just think about it. An ideology like communism, for example, is built on this core belief that the highest possible good, a kind of heaven on earth, is waiting for us in a mind-made future. This future of perfect equality, of total liberation. That's the ultimate goal. That's the end that must be achieved at all costs. And bam, there's the paradox. When that imaginary future is seen as the ultimate prize, it can be used to justify absolutely any action in the present. The present moment, and more importantly, the actual human beings living in it, they just become obstacles. They become disposable pawns on the chessboard, all in service of reaching that future paradise. So the belief in a future heaven ends up creating a very real present hell.
50 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's a rough estimate of the number of people who were murdered to advance the cause of communism in places like Russia and China. All of them sacrificed in the name of bringing about a better world, someday. It is the most extreme, horrifying example of where this obsession with the future can lead. Okay, that was a huge historical example. It's almost hard to wrap your head around. But let's bring this way, way down to the individual level. Forget ideologies and history for a second. How does this exact same pattern show up in your life right now? Come on, be honest with yourself. Is your mind constantly fixed on the next thing, getting to the end of the workday, making it to Friday, your next vacation, that next promotion? Are you always trying to arrive at a destination that isn't right here? And what about your daily activities, your job, your chores, maybe even the conversations you have? Do you see them as just steps you have to trudge through to get to some later reward? Like the process itself has zero value, only the result at the end matters? Oh, and this is the big one, isn't it? That feeling that, okay, once I get that new job, or once I lose 10 pounds, or once I move to that new city, then I'll finally be happy. But as soon as you get there, the goalpost just moves again, doesn't it? Fulfillment is always the next thing on the horizon. Or maybe you're waiting for that perfect partner, that new car, that bigger house, truly believing that that external thing is what will finally make you feel complete inside. You're basically outsourcing your own happiness to some future event or object.
So why do we do this to ourselves? This whole pattern of thinking, it's not some random glitch. It actually serves a very specific purpose. Let's look at the psychology behind this constant need to escape the now. At its core, this intense focus on the future is a coping mechanism. It's an escape plan. The mind creates this obsession with what's coming next specifically to get away from a present moment that feels uncomfortable, boring, or just not good enough. It's a fundamental refusal to be where you are. And the price we pay for this escape is just enormous. When you're never truly here, life starts to lose its color, its vibrancy. That sense of freshness and wonder you had as a kid just fades away. You get stuck on a loop, trapped in old patterns of thought and emotion, playing them out over and over because you're never present enough to see the cycle and break it. You're not really living, you're just running an old program.
So here it is, laid out plain and simple. 2 paths, 2 ways to live. On the left, life in psychological time. It's like being an actor who has to perform the same play every single night, reading from a pre-written script of old fears, old reactions, and old desires. But on the right, when you drop that script and step into the now, you tap into this incredible, infinite creative potential that's always, always hidden in the present moment. You stop reciting the lines and you start actually creating.
And that really brings us to the final question to leave you with. The past is just a memory, the future is just a thought. All of your power, all of your creativity, all of your actual life is right here. So the only real question is this: what infinite potential is waiting for you, concealed in your now, if you just choose to look?